Alright guys, Hove here, and today I'm gonna do something a little different. So when I woke up this morning, I saw the sideways action and those nasty wicks on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. So I decided that I wanted to trade the ES this morning. Now, each morning will be different for me. Some days I'll trade crypto, some days I'll trade the ES. Some will be Forex, and today I decided to trade the ES. Now, when you go back to trading the ES, you always forget how awesome it is because there's always volatility, there's always a ton of volume, and the setups are perfect. You can basically have an autopilot set up for you to where if your entry is wrong, then sometimes that doesn't even matter. You can still end up making money. And so today I'm going to walk you through the trades that I took and other trades that were available to show you just how technical it is and how good the algos are in the ES, to where even if you're wrong with an Elliott Wave count, you can still make money, and I'm going to show you that here. Now, first setup, I only was able to trade from this blue line through this blue line. That is 7 a.m. my time, and then 1 my time, 1 p.m. my time, which is closing in New York. I usually don't trade the first 30 minutes because it's often messy. But right around here is 7 o'clock. So to begin with, I looked at the chart. I started with a new ES chart on maybe the 1 hour to see what the move has done since this point. And I had us in this third, and we were coming down. We did this A, we had a B, and now we were working on this. And from what I saw, this looked like a 1-2. We're putting in a third here. So the obvious next thing would be a fourth, because I had this as A, B, C, and I was thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna take my APP tool, project it from my A to my B, and I'm thinking, all right, well, the C is gonna get to where the overlap of our 50 is. That's pretty common. So with the ES, I'm on the 1 minute. It's super degen, but it's great at the same time. So I'll walk you through this one. I have this is the first trade I did today, was this first 50, because we got this nasty 3 down, and I pulled the length of the 2 through the 3. And for me, I have set entries. If I'm trading a 50, that's usually for a wave 4, then I'm only taking 1 lot on this trade. If I get a trade for a 2 up here, we'll just pull this real quick and show as an example. That's not a great one, but anyways, if I think it's a 2, I see 5 waves down, and I know that we're working in this direction, then I'll take 2 lots at the 618. So typically, I'll have a 4 lot stop on them. With, if it's just taking 1, then it is a 8 tick profit take. If it is a 2, then I have an 8 tick profit take for the first one, which I consider a scalp. Then I have a 16 tick profit take for the second one. That's my runner. So on this one, I just took 1, and you see we get the reaction. We come back, we test it again, and then it finally takes off. So for something like this, 8 ticks would have roughly been around here on that. So that's a $100 winner right there. Even if I held it for longer, because I thought this would go way down here, I was just taking a scalp on this 50. And you can see that we do get a good reaction down here. This was the second trade that I took, because if this is a third here, and this is our fourth here with the A, B, C down where a fifth is finishing, I'm going to take a trade here. Again, another one lot. And on the ES, it's really common to be front run on these. You'll see them all over the place. Sometimes that's not the case, but all the time, I always front run my orders. So this is probably about 3 ticks, roughly. That would put my stop roughly on the other side of the 50. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong and I'll get stopped out. But anyways, so we have this as a completed ABC. I took one here and it gets the move up 8 ticks somewhere around here. I didn't take profit yet, but I thought we have a completed move here, so it's going to start tearing up this way. And then let me remove this for you guys. I'm going to try to do this slow because last time you guys said that my computer was a little laggy. So I've closed down almost every window I have. The only thing running is the OBS, and it's kind of a power hog, especially I run everything off of my laptop, so that's why it gets a little slow and laggy. So anyways, we get this move up, and when you look at ticks on NinjaTrader, you can see 5 waves much better than even on this 1 minute. I do all my trading on NinjaTrader because I do not like NinjaTrader. There's a lot of problems to it, but the best thing about it is the ATM management strategy, which means I can just choose which strategy I want, whether it's the 1 lot or the 2 lot, and it will do everything for me. It will automatically place my take profits, and it will automatically place my stops. So moving on, I would have pulled from here on this 5, and I did pull from here. Let me undo that. I don't like that. So I pull this 5, and you'll see why I have these lines here in a second. So I pull this 5, and I think this is the one. So look what we come to, this 618. I take 2 lots here. So now I have 3 open lots on this. And I checked on NT. I can't figure out how to count ticks on TV. That'd be great if you guys know how and you let me know. But I did this part beforehand so I could show you what 8 ticks would be and what 16 ticks would be from this pivot here. And for those of you that don't know, each tick is worth $12.50. So this 8 ticks is worth $100. This 16 ticks is worth $200. So for this one trade, that's $300. So I get this, it moves away. I'm going to move this down just a little bit so you can see that green dotted line. Automatically takes profit there. I just bankrolled $100, and then I'm still holding this one because I think this is a completed ABC, and now we're going to get another high over this 3. So we move up, we get this, what I would think is the third of this. So let's go ahead and label that. And I'll try to keep these big enough that you can see. I've also tried to zoom it in enough for you. And I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but this is exactly how I saw it going into it. And this obviously evolves over the course of the action here, and I'll go over that. So you can see that my 16 tick stop is a front run of our second algo target, the 0.618. I do that quite often for my runner if I think it's a third, because I've noticed that the ES oftentimes will get to the 0.618 for the third, and it might not get to the -1 like it does for crypto. So I take the profit there. This next one, we have a clean 5 waves through there. If you looked at it on the ticks, you would be able to tell. I pull this one. So now I only have this one that's still running. This one, I took the profit here and here. So now I still only have one open. And look, that pull from the 2 to the 4, we're looking for that 50. There's one lot right there. So the next step I would put, it probably puts it right around here, but I'll often manage these myself once it's finally moved away. And this was ripping, so I put it just in front of the -236 algo target. I also, if I get a reaction at these pivots, instead of leaving my stop 4 ticks down, I'll just put it right at that pivot, and if I'm wrong, I get stopped out, and then I can possibly take another one. If I was wrong at this 50, then I can try to go again at the 618 while mitigating whatever drawdown this would be if it were a bigger trade like this next one. So I ended up taking profit here. So now this is where I'm left off. This looks like this is our one wave. So in my eyes, I'm looking for another 618 for 2 lots, and we get it again. So I have these 2. Actually, I took profit on this already. I took it, what would that have been? Are we larger or up here more? Let me see. I think I took it somewhere up here. I don't remember. I can look at NT a little later. But I take 2 lots here. We get this wave 1. I didn't add on a retrace because I already have 2. And this deep retrace is not what I want to see when I have 2 lots and could possibly take a loss. So I'm still just holding these 2. And let's see where this next one goes. So we'll make that pull, and you can see it goes super deep. That looks like maybe an expanded flat right there. It goes really deep. I definitely was sweating it to see if I was going to get stopped out. If I was, it wasn't too bad of a stop out. It would have probably put me right about break even, minus the fees, of course, for the trade, but not a bad spot. So it got this move. I took one right about here because that was the 8 ticks, and now I have one running. Second one, I got the profit was right here. So now it looks like we have this 1, 2, 3, and we can look. I should have started marking these. Oh well. This is just an example of things. So the next thing we would look for is this 4. If, in my eyes, this is what I'm thinking. Just so we can be clear, this was a 2, 3's coming up here, and now we're gonna go off like that. We'll catch some rides through here, take our profit, and then catch a retrace for that next move up. I'll put that on there for you just to make it easy. But that's not what happened, and you can tell right away that this is not what's going to happen because we get this overlap of the 4 and 1, and you know, per Elliott Wave, that wave 4 can't overlap wave 1 in a third wave. So this made it pretty obvious that this was not what was happening. So at that point, I kind of jumped around and was trying to figure out, all right, well, I got this expanding diag going right here, which I was hoping. I didn't trade this because it didn't look good. I wasn't confident with the depth of this 4 and the overlap, so I was sitting around trying to figure out what my next trade is. And I'm going to remove this to make it easy to see. So we get this, and instead of it being a 1, 2, 3, now that we have this overlap, it is either working as some sort of ABC. And now I look back here and I'm like, okay, well, did we get this A? And now we're working on some sort of diag down for the C, which is still possible, but this is definitely an ABC at this point. So from there, let me move these labels a little bit. Here, let's do this. A, B, C. I'll put these down to a different degree. Bear with me. All right, hopefully you guys can still see that. I'm going to zoom in now that we've already gotten past what I was trading from the morning. So now looking at this, I can remove this. I'll also remove these because I was just showing what 6 and 8 ticks would have, or 8 and 16 ticks would have been from this low here. So now I'm looking at this, and we have this ABC in. We had an ABC down, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, this was an ABC. So maybe this is some sort of diag. I didn't really know, but I was gonna play the algos because I'm not sure of what the count is here. These are 1 minute candles. Things are moving fast. So what I think happens here is we get a diag here with an overthrow for whatever move this is. So I'm going to pull from the high through our low, and then I take this 50 right here. I just take 1 right here. And then 8 ticks is roughly around here. So I'm out again right there. But I'm going to look to see how these waves are unfolding. And one thing I like to do, even if it's on the 1 minute, is I will pull a pitchfork. And I use this pitchfork, it's not perfectly in line yet, to figure out where this is going to go. I can leave this here for now. So whether this is a 1 down and this is the C and we got some sort of running flat here to start a C down to complete this move, I don't know. This could be A, B, this could be 1, 2, 3, and whatever's going to happen next. So after a while, after these movements, I had this as an A, B, and now we're working on some sort of C here. And from here, this looked like 5 waves on the tick. This could be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was saying, okay, well, we got the 1, and we're going to retrace more. It didn't get that high up. So now I'm thinking, all right, this is our 1, 2. I don't get a trade here. Just labeling that real quick. I don't get a trade here because it doesn't fit within my risk tolerance. I'm usually pretty tight. On a 2, I'll usually wait until it gets to the 618. I could have taken this 50. I didn't because I was not sure what this was. So it just didn't fit within my risk profile. So we're seeing these moves and it comes down to here. So I'm thinking this is 1, 2, 3. All right, we're gonna get a retrace maybe somewhere around here, and I'll remove this. And once we get this overlap, it kind of changes things. I tried to take this 50. I got stopped out here, obviously, because I thought this was gonna come all the way down to here. So I moved my my profit take. It was probably right around here, but like I said, I'll often this looked like a ABC to me, so I'll often move it to a little front run of the -236 because that's where I think we're gonna get to it. At least front run it a little bit, or tick to it and take off, or even dump. I have no idea, but I got stopped out here. Stop wasn't a huge loss. That's 4 ticks is what, $50. So I've already made a lot over here. A small stop here isn't bad. At this point, I'm not going to take any lots, or I'm not going to take a 2 lot at the 618 because we've overlapped, and now I'm even more confused. So I keep thinking, all right, are we going to get a diag here? So what I did, I started measuring this to see what kind of diag we could get. And since this was over 100, I knew we had to have an expanding diag. So I did the obvious thing you do in a diag, pull from there. Whoops, wrong one. Here. And I didn't take this trade, I told you. I was thinking this was going to be a deeper A and B, C, because on a diag, expanding diag at that, I'm going to look for something further down here to take my profit because it's expanding. That means I wanted something longer than the third. Didn't get it. So what we did get was this algo target. So if we went at this 50 or 618, I didn't take this, wasn't within my trade plan. I was still trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. But if we would have taken this at the 50 and with 4 ticks, it probably would have been on the other side of the 6.5, so it wouldn't have been a bad trade to take. And you see we get straight to target. Something like this, I would have done one lot, and then there would have been your $100 right there. So the next trade I did take, though, I thought this was just the 4 of whatever the move this was. I thought this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we were going to come down and get that lower 100. We obviously didn't. But once I saw this rip up, I was thinking, okay, this didn't break the low. This could be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and pull from this pivot through there. And look what we got. We have a perfect 50 where I take one lot, 8 ticks up, $100. Boom. And it goes right to target. So now I have this as, I'll label this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have this as a wave 1. I think this was an A, B, C for the expanding diag for the C. And now this is a 1, just like I thought we were having this one large one here. I'm going to go ahead, pull from here and here. And look, directly to the tick of the 618. So what do you think I took there? 2 lots. First profit is taken right around here automatically. The second one is right around here because I'll often move it to the negative 236. Now, it didn't get as high as what we thought, or what I thought, which would be, this could be a 1, 2, and 3, but I ended up seeing this as an ABC, and that was pretty much the last trade I took for the day. I was gonna try to, if this did end up being an ABC, because I saw this and thought, oh, we're just gonna retrace and then move up to finish this third. Didn't happen. It ripped down. So if it wasn't close to closing time, I would have looked to take this, because this is what it looks like to me. 3, 4, 5. I pull from R2 through R3, and I didn't take this because it was close to closing time. I don't like to screw around towards the last half hour of the day, so I didn't take that. But we could have taken that. It would have been well within our parameters of taking one lot at the 50 on something super clean like this. And you see, we ticked to it straight to our algo target. Probably would have taken profit right around here because that's what I have my ATM management fee or strategy as. So that's pretty much it. The count didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I had to do this on the fly, and that's something that comes with time. You start to recognize these wave patterns on the fly. You like just how this one I thought was going to be a ABC. I was wrong, or a 1, 2, 3. I was wrong, but I was wrong around here, and I noticed that I was wrong. So knowing your rules in Elliott Wave helped save my ass to thinking, oh, I'm going to write it. Let's see if this was the third, I'm going to write it all the way up to here, or up here, or even if this is just the third, I can hold it. And I mean, I don't really hold when I'm trading the ES. It's I'm very much a fan of taking my profit, because there is some garbage that goes on in here at random times. So I'm not going to hold it forever. That's why I take 1 lots or 2 lots, and sometimes I'll even stack them. I took this 1 lot. And then I stacked a 2 lot. Sometimes if I get a clear 1 wave here, like where I can see 5, I'll often stack again. I'll pull from here. And if I get a retracement down to this 50 or 618, I'll take another one there and just keep stacking them. So I take profit up higher and higher and higher. So that's pretty much it. Kind of just the basic idea of how technical and how great these traditional markets are, especially when Bitcoin and crypto are just kind of going sideways and not doing much. Yeah, you're getting these wicks, but you can't really trade those. This you can trade easily, and I did this morning, and I fell in love again. Every time I open this, I fall in love. There's times where I hate NinjaTrader platform, and it makes me mad. But I get over it. I like to pick the low-hanging fruit, and today this was the low-hanging fruit. So I made my money, and maybe tomorrow will be crypto, maybe the next will be Forex. Who knows? All right, guys, I hope this helped. Maybe give you a little bit of what and how my thought process is going when I'm taking trades, especially on DGEM timeframes, and kind of working with a count on a fly. And when you have algo activity like we do, you can see that your count doesn't necessarily have to be right, or your idea of a count doesn't have to be right, but the algos are there to give you backup in case your count is wrong. All right, guys, I hope that helped.